And we are back. This is another finished tour build, and we're happy to be showing you guys our Clifton Barndominium, which is long awaited, anticipated, but glad to be bringing it to you guys today.
So this house has 1,400 square foot of living, basically 400 square foot of covered porch area. And there's not a shop on this one, but this one has all the views.
That's right. This location is sort of a cabin type place for our clients. So it's
like a weekend getaway.
Right. It's not an everyday setup for them. So they have some of the conventional stuff back at home. So here it's more of an open, really open concept, but the setting is what it's all about. Seeing that open view. There's a lot of beautiful just countryside out here. Gives you a lot of peaceful feeling.
And it's crazy to me that we have cliffs in Texas.
And I thought this was irregular until a lot of our other builds we're driving on the west side of town. And it's pretty much this type of countryside from North Fort Worth all the way down to Clifton here. It's all common territory for a lot of folks that live on this side of town. But more details about the exterior going on here. We have a gray roof on this 2-story. This is pretty high because we have a 2-story build. So we're like 18, 19 foot tall on our eaves with a 412 pitch. A lot of windows that we ended up doing around the outside. This is just a standard PBR panel on the roof, and on the wall panels, we have a little bit different profile here. This is a steel board and batten panel. So it has a little bit different profile.
It was a special special order situation.
We had it shipped in, and first time using this product, but it worked out okay. You know, we had to wait a little bit for getting the materials in, but it turned out really nice. It's what our client wanted, a steel board and batten siding on this one. So obviously it comes with the associated cost, but we think it turned out really nice, and you guys let us know what you think in the comments below. We look forward to showing you guys on the inside. Hope you enjoy this video. Let's get it going. And this is the inside of this beautiful cabin that we've been able to build here in Clifton. Some of the details here for this big open area. This is a 20 by 28 room, basically 560 square foot, which is open for the living and the kitchen area. One of the things that's happening here on the inside is we've got one unique size structure that everything else is being built sort of under the canopy of this whole roof area, which is a little bit different in the profiles of how we normally build. Primarily because a lot of these builds will have the bedrooms that have a lot of attic space and stuff like that. Here, we don't have any attic. So it's all interstitial space between the floors, which makes it a little more difficult because you have to use the interstitial space for your HVAC systems and all of the mechanicals and stuff like that. So we had to get a little more creative here on how we were going to put air conditioning in this build.
Yeah, that's not really something you think about when you just want to know where your rooms are going to be, and you're thinking about, you know, I want to make sure I get this incorporated in this, but those are kind of mechanical things that, you know, most people aren't thinking.
Pretty important, but most of our builds, a lot of times people aren't really thinking about air conditioning. So in this case, what we are doing here is we are using a Cooper & Hunter slim duct system that we're using for the first floor and all of the bedrooms. And then on the upstairs, this is a multi-zone unit. We're using a wall head unit up there. Of course, we've got this nice, beautiful fan over the entire area, which is allowing you to move air from the upper area down to the lower. You know, a lot of people are scared of these big open areas, thinking that it's going to be some big efficiency problem with heating and cooling, but you build with air tightness. The whole idea is to capture all of your heated and cooled air. And you can expect a little bit of loss, obviously, from having a big open room, but it's not going to be anything dramatic that's going to impact the comfortability for our clients here.
Well, this house only has, it's got 2 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, and then it has a loft space upstairs that is just one wide open room.
Yes, so the layout is pretty simple. 2 bedrooms and then the upstairs area, which really could be converted into sort of an open living area if somebody wanted to put some type of an efficiency type living quarters upstairs. You could easily do that. It just, there's no restroom up there.
Right.
So, moving on into our kitchen area, you can see we've got quite a bit of nothing going on here because there's not a lot. It's really simple design, keeping with this simple layout for this house. They're just going for the necessities. So we have very simple cabinet space, but it's still really nice. It has stained cabinet with the beautiful black countertop.
It's a black pearl granite on the countertop there, and then a tricorn black stain on all the cabinets and the shelving.
The shelving is a unique type of shelving that is some custom board pieces that our client brought in here, which is a floating shelf, which is always nice when you kind of incorporate a little less cabinetry and have this backsplash that goes behind that, which is a subway tile with the black grout that goes in between.
I think the focal point in the kitchen is that window. With the just the view out of this place is on every wall there's a window, and it's just a beautiful view from every direction.
Exactly, and that's what they're trying to do, is to just capture the moment of being here and being able to take in that atmosphere as you go room to room, pretty much being out here in the nature with it to get away. That's what it's all about. Also, they weren't even talking about doing a refrigerator at one point, but they decided to put a refrigerator, which is keep it pretty simple here. It's just to the basics, nothing major. They've got a nice little refrigerator in the spot. Of course, we built it for size.
Like a standard size.
Right, if you wanted to put a full size. There's enough room for what our clients had set out to do here. So you could set up a little small dining table here, and then you got a space for your living area. Oh, I might add that another thing that our client did is they did add some floor plugs if they wanted to add a little island piece or something for prepping food.
Like one that's like mobile, like you can roll around. Or
you could put it, you know, just behind the or in front of the sink space. So there is some added preparation for that if they would like to do that. In the living area, it's a good sized space. We have this wood stove, which wood stoves are always a little more challenging, just trying to coordinate somewhere through the progress of the build. But everything on this build has been somewhat a little more challenging because of the logistics involved. Our suppliers don't deliver here, so everything that's here, we had to bring here. And it's been about the logistics for us on this build that's made it more complex than probably any other build we've ever built.
Yeah. Again, it's something else that a lot of people don't think about, like getting up to the site, getting the big trucks in, all the equipment.
Just every little piece, you know, has been a little more challenging just because there's a 10-degree slope, you know, coming up to get up here. And it's a little bit out off the beaten path, no phone service, these kind of things makes everything a little more challenging. But, you know, I think it turned out beautiful. So
yeah, for sure.
we have the lookout going on the gable end wall on this side, and then the multi-paneled opening plywood.
So does that whole thing open up?
It does. It's a slider. It's a multi-slider door, and it opens all the way over onto the one side, which is pretty cool, giving you like this one big open area. It doesn't completely open, obviously, because you're going to have the panel.
It all slides to one panel.
Yes. This was another feature piece that our clients really wanted to do, to really open it up. As you can imagine, some of that spring and fall weather kind of being acclimated into that climate. So moving from here, we have this sort of hallway space that is tucked in underneath the stairs. On our left side door, there's actually a laundry area for stackable washer and dryer. We're not going to show you guys that today because that's the only storage room that we have for some of the extra stuff here. But that's your laundry room. And then on the right side of that, we have a half bathroom, which is just enough. And under the stairs, we're also utilizing the space off of that half bathroom for our water heater in the house here. So
kind of a great place to tuck it under because it's a smaller unit, right?
We're using every inch of space we had. So that's what we had to do here. And then also above the area of this hallway space, we had to fur down, allowing for a place for our split system. And that's some of that interstitial space that I was talking about. So we're actually using that space and all the way through the bathroom in the master shower. So we had a little bit more space for the ducting that we needed to do here. Again, coming up with some solutions.
Got to get creative sometimes.
For HVAC. So moving into the master bedroom, it's not a huge bedroom, but this is a efficiency quarters. Of course, it's all about the window space here in this build. A lot of glass and a lot of windows. And we do have a walk-in closet here, given plenty of space. Another key feature, we have this barn wood that our client pulled out of another project that they were doing from a mid-century home back in the 1900s that they were doing a remodel on. And they pulled some of that barn wood out, or not barn, I guess it's just house wood, but shiplap that they pulled out. And we were able to incorporate that into their ceiling here, which is a really nice touch.
Well, yeah, because in this whole house, all the walls and the trim, everything is white. So that really kind of breaks it up and changes it up to where you're not having a white ceiling in there as well. So it looked really nice as an accent.
Yeah, anywhere you can interject some different profile or texture of that sense. But on the other side, moving into the bathroom, we have nice vanity space here.
Right, and they have the black pearl granite in here as well. And that's basically throughout in the other two bathrooms and the kitchens.
So keeping with the same design, coming together. I should say that we are doing the stained concrete throughout. This is our standard floor covering, which is just concrete.
One thing about the stained concrete is you can put a color to it, and then if one day you want to change it, you can always put on top, but you can't really go backwards. You can't say, hey, let's rip up these floors and do a stained concrete, because it's going to have blemishes and things like that.
True. So it's kind of a basis for a starting point, and if you're trying to keep your budget or stay in your economic zone, yeah. You got to make your choices where you want to make your choices. So also in our master bathroom, we have the shower, which because of the lower ceiling that we have here, I feel like it's a little more just comfortable not having some big gigantic open area like sometimes we end up with. Of course, a dark tile that we're using in here, black. I like the coloring for doing a dark shower. What do you think?
I think it looks great with the black trim and the black hardware. They've got the handle that actually kind of pulls out of the shower head so you can have a handheld as well. And then they've done the black hexagon inside the soap dish and then on the floor as well.
Additionally, we do have another bedroom on the lower level, and this is similar to our other space, but obviously doesn't have the connectivity with the bathroom. So we've got a lot of window space though here. So making decisions of how you set up your bedrooms, all that kind of stuff, I'm sure they're gonna keep it simple. But here we do have the walk-in closet with the double barn door, which is kind of neat having here. Of course, have some standard storage space available with as best as you can with that kind of a space. All of our walls and trim are the same throughout here, and continued in all of our standard finishes throughout. So moving on from the lower level, we have this open banister space, pretty much the stairs, which we decided to do a pony wall coming up across, giving a little more privacy as you go up the stairs on this build, instead of having like a railing, that's open. I think some of this thoughts was with having the kids and...
Yeah, you have to think about stair railings too, because a lot of them are real ornate, and they kind of make as a little step for children to kind of climb on or climb over. And so you have to kind of pay attention to
That's right.
Too.
We've had those kind of moments in our days of having little kids.
Yep.
And found them climbing on the outside of the stairs.
Right, the little ledge all the way up.
So I think they made a good decision here, and we've capped it all off. But like I said, it's given a little bit more privacy where you could have more of a private family area. It's a big open space. So
it's like 400 square foot up here.
But you're not going to obviously gain any privacy by being up here. But if you ever wanted to section this off or build it up or close it off, you could easily do that. Also for flooring up here, we have an engineered wood flooring. This had a little bit of a padding as well to it. So it's a pretty nice floor.
It probably helps with the sound too, having a little bit of a pad under it. It's a Castle Oak Gray.
Castle Oak Gray, so you guys can...
But it has all the grays and blacks. It ties it all together. It looks really nice.
Yes, really looks great. And of course, up here you have much more window space. It's all windows, so you can really just go to town.
It's a high vantage point.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, build you a zip line off the top and...
Just send the kids down the zip line.
Yeah. No, it's great. It really is about the view, and it has a beautiful view, obviously, from that vantage point as well. A lot of things about this build, like I said previously, have been challenging. Of course, it's a simple design, but it has a lot of appeal to it because of the views. But some of the other things that we've done on the exterior, we have a really nice porch on the outside. We got about 400 square foot of porches here, and it's not on the front, it's all on the back.
Right.
And
That's where the cliff is.
That's right. So one of the things we realized a little farther along into this build is we had some pretty quick erosion starting to take place because of where we set it up. But we're built on top of the rocks up here, but all the soil that we added in around that just started eroding pretty quickly. So one of the things we had to talk to the client about was, hey, we could either deal with this now or you'd have to deal with it sometime later, and they opted to deal with it now. So we did put in a retaining wall across the back, which is just a simple concrete wall that we put in here. And we were able to come back and add some filler select along the back side, giving them a little bit more of a tiny yard space on the back so that you don't fall right off the back pretty much when you walk off the porch. Some of the other things that were uniquely challenging, obviously, is the utilities on this build, because we have so much rock in the ground, you know, getting the power to the house, getting the water to the house.
Septic system.
Yeah, septic. We ended up getting a specialized dozer or excavation equipment out here to do some of that, and very challenging. Again, there's just the little things that kind of throw everything off a little bit. That's what happens when you're building in a different territory than, say, a subdivision. Right. So those are things that you're going to face. We ended up coming back, refreshing a lot of the driveway. Client added some more gravel, and they got this nice turnaround around this other kind of wooded space that's in front of the house, which they're going to have like a fire pit and some of that kind of stuff set up here, which we ended up adding some power across the driveway for them to set some things up over here, maybe some lighting or some other things as they get on down the road with it. So in wrapping up this project, we are excited for our clients to be able to take possession, get out here and enjoy this for what it is, and to be able to partake of all the atmosphere and everything that they've planned and intended to do out here. So we're gifting them these beautiful flowers that my wife has made today. We're looking forward to moving on to the next project where we can help somebody else move into their home as well. And we've got a lot more coming. This may be one of the last times we're doing this type of project in Clifton, because we have kind of reined in our turnkey build radius to about 60 miles for the current being, but we might build a shell up to 100 miles, and it might get us on out a little bit this way if we're building a shell for someone. So we do offer that. This house is not for sale, so we don't advertise costs, those kind of things on these builds. So I know you're gonna all ask for the price, but this is something that's personal with our clients, so we don't always get a chance to divulge that type of information. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Josh Helm.
And I'm Brandy Helm.
We're wishing you all the best, and thanks for watching Texas Best.